Howdy, everyone. Welcome back to the daily Recoup stand-up. I'm Sweets. This is Sid, and we'll be talking about what we've been shipping so far. Today's Wednesday, May 7th, 2025, halfway through the week. On my side, I've been focusing on the new artist onboarding. And so I've been starting with the I click on the new artist button, walking through generating the segment or walking through generating the artist. And where I'm at now is after we set up an artist, we want to search for them on Spotify. So I'll briefly demo both things. If you've had trouble setting up artists in the past on Recoup, my goal has been to make it way simpler as well as more effective at setting up the LLM to understand who you are. So if you click add new artist, it opens up a new chat with the prompt of create a new artist. It should then give us thinking text. But I'm not seeing any thinking text. Maybe I just wasn't patient enough. There it is. Or maybe there's bugs on the edges.
Yeah, that happened once the first time I did it too.
Oh, and now I've got it flashing a whole bunch. Okay, so now it's asking me to create a new artist, and I'll say Fred again. You give the artist name, and when you do give the artist name, it calls the tool. It shows the temporary setting up, and then it shows a success state. Immediately, it updates your active artist with the new artist, and then it also adds the chat so that we have the chat, we have the new artist, and this is where it's at so far. What I've just set up is I've just finished setting up the API for Spotify. And so if you go to Recoup Docs and then you go to the inside of socials, I've added Spotify Search API. And this is really just a wrapper around Spotify's API, but I didn't want to have to be generating access tokens from the chat. And so this is a way to call the Spotify API without needing to generate an access token. And so you can call this by taking the example, just putting it in your browser because it's just a GET request. And this is going to return back a search for Radiohead of type artist. And you can see we just get back artists in this case. But if we say we want artists and albums, maybe it's album, we now get back a search with artists and albums. And so this was what I literally just added is I made it so that you could search multiple, which was already supported in the Spotify API, but in my initial implementation of this was not. And so now that I've got this, I'm working on a tool. So that way inside of the chat, one, we can just make it so you can search. And if I say like, who is this artist? It can make that search on Spotify in addition to Perplexity. So another data source for running searches. And then I'll update this tool of creating a new artist to say, make sure that you call Spotify search to look up the artist. So that way, as soon as we get the name of the artist, we can then return back, hey, which Spotify profile do you have? We can select the Spotify profile. And so the big change you should see before Friday is right now in the creating of a new artist, when I say my name, we don't end up running a Spotify search and I don't see profile pictures that I can select to identify an existing Spotify artist. On this Friday, after I send the artist name and after it sets it up like this, it should automatically run a Spotify search, and then it should show me profile pictures of the artists that were matched in the Spotify search. That's the immediate next step. And I'll stop there and throw it over to Sid to see what he's been working on and what the rest of his week's going to be looking like.
Nice. Awesome. Sweet. I am right now working on prompt suggestions. I'll show you what I'm working on. You see my screen?
All those desktops, yeah.
Can you see cursor?
I see your cursor.
All right, where is my shit? Here
now
it is.
I see Recoup.
Cool. So I'm just working on adding back the prompt suggestions. It currently, what it does now is it passes the artist's knowledge base and then queries OpenAI to come up with 8 prompt suggestions based on the knowledge base, and then should change as, there we go. So yeah, just working on this to get back these prompt suggestions to make it easier for people to use the thing. Although this is interesting because it's Adri Torres and it's saying he, which is not correct, and then she here. So yeah, just tweaking this a little bit. And then on the customer side, I hit up Carolyn and I looped you into that email, 2 Suites. So she responds back, told her that we're literally working on the feature that she requested of artist onboarding and scraping knowledge base creation. So I told her sometime next week, let's link so we can show her the demo. So let me know when you think. Well, we can chat Friday about when we think the deep research portion of this will be implemented. If I have to like switch her meeting to later in the week, next week. I sent the email to Benji, so I'm waiting on a reply back from him, and then emailed a couple other users. And then other than that, just been kind of helping Verbal go through his stuff. Have you had a chance to check out any of his PRs?
No, I'm not.
Cool. They're coming. They're working. I'll show you his last one, which is Verbal. This one. Oh, I might have a. Oh no, nice. Who are my top fans? So he added hyperlinks to social handles. And so I gave him hyperlinks for social handles, which he implemented here. And then the next one that I gave him is to add the reasoning or to add the tool call in the UI here. So it says so it shows some kind of UI that's going on with the tool call there. Oh, this is not what it's supposed to look. Oh, there we go. I wonder why it gave us a code box there. Interesting.
Yeah,
I gotta send him this.
Looks like he's implementing it for TikTok, but maybe not for Instagram.
Yeah, and he might be changing it because I gave him some updates. Like previously, it looked like this. If I can get to it. Here, previously it looked like that, which was cool. And then I just kind of gave him a little challenge to say basically like, this is really dope. I appreciated him going like above and beyond with the UI because like my version was just like a blue highlight, you know. So he like added the pillbox and the hover state, etc. And so I just like wanted to kind of test how he receives notes and gave him the feedback of like, this is really great, but it's a little hard to read. Like it's just like a little hard. It's just a little clunky. So seeing like what he takes with that note of like, does he scale back at all? Does he take just like a little bit out? Like how he receives feedback. And then the other thing that he's working on right now is, like I said, the tool call UI, so that it's not just like a sentence, but it like shows the tool call. And then other than that, when you get a chance, can you review his PRs? That doesn't have to be today, but just whenever you have a chance.
I will do my best. I've not done any. Yesterday I was presenting for a base batch, and I have not done any official streams for Coinbase and Base, so I need to do those. and my devs are waiting on me to review code. So I need to prioritize where funds are associated. If there ends up being time, I will do my best to look at Veerval. Low confidence, less than 20% chance I will make time with the current set of priorities on my plate for this week.
All right. Well, let me know if we can get to it. If not, I'll just push them for next week. Wait, is there anything else I can do? Do you want to? Because I know before at the beginning of the week we didn't have a specific idea for the Coinbase or Base stuff because they hadn't sent you anything.
Yeah, they've sent me stuff now. So
do you want to integrate that, or do you have a plan? Do you already have a plan for that, or do you want to chat through it?
Right now, we have not discussed overlap. So my plan, because I need to get this out soon, is just to build standalone apps for each of these. One is sub accounts for Base. Before, with the smart wallet, you get prompted and you got to open up a new tab and you got to sign every time. And so now they're doing sub accounts, which allow us developers to execute transactions without any sort of wallet needing to be opened. That way we don't impact the human experience when using applications that require frequent wallet interactions. So they've got this demo. My plan is to build it out and to write my own docs and to more or less just have a Sweetman version of a quick start. It's only on Base Sepolia right now, so it doesn't seem like it's super, like it's not mainnet, so not a major deal.
It's just getting started.
Getting started for now. Build a little demo app, demo the capabilities, give them a viral tweet. And then on the Coinbase side, they've been doing the big announcement for what I sent you of X402. I shared all this yesterday when I was giving the talk at Base Batches, and a lot of people liked this idea of internet native payments. 402 has already existed as an HTTP response for a long time. You don't need any sort of API keys. You don't have to KYC. It's not directly tied to Coinbase. It's an open protocol. And so this aligns well with us wanting to do payments and giving us the opportunity to think through, well, we have an API right now. Right now, there's no API keys associated, and we have no billing associated with our APIs. These APIs are called in tool calls. They can also be called by other devs that are building on top. And so far we've been thinking pretty down the funnel for how we integrate payments. Anybody can call API as many times as they want. Well, I think Nana just might have jumped in. Yeah, it's time for us to bounce. So thank you everybody for tuning in. It's time for me. I'll be back in just a couple seconds with the next stream. And make sure you give us a like, give us a follow, and we'll see you on Friday.